What's going on, everybody? The Duelist Cup is underway, and I'm playing a janky shark deck that main decks grass looks greener, and somehow I managed to qualify for stage 2, reaching max level with a +9 win streak. In the description I will have a link to the deck list. We can call this deck Sharks Grass, or Lawn Sharks, or whatever sinks your boat. So after you resolve Grass Looks Greener, and you mill 20 cards from the top of your deck, you'll have access to a lot of graveyard effects to give us card advantages. If you get Leaf Fish, Torpedo Takedown, and Ice Barrier in the graveyard, you can add 4 cards to your hand. Leaf Fish lets us shuffle 3 fish into the deck to draw 1 card, and with Ice Barrier, we will send Gamma Seal from our deck to the graveyard, then add any water monster from our graveyard to our hand. And the best target for this will be XZ Remora because we will use it to extend our combo. If we're up against DPE, which is pretty common in the Duelist Cup, then we can add Gamma Seal to our hand instead. And with Torpedo Takedown, we must banish 1 XZ from the graveyard as a cost to let us draw 2 cards. This card is too slow to have in your opening hand or if you draw it, but if you mill it to the graveyard with Grass Looks Greener, then you can activate its effect that same turn to banish an XZ monster and draw 2 cards. Grass Looks Greener can send Right Hand Shark to the graveyard, which can special summon itself from the graveyard if you have no monsters on the field. We also have Fury of the Kairyu-Shen. If a monster would be destroyed by card effects, we can banish Fury of the Kairyu-Shen to protect it. Finally, Sea Nettle. We can use Sea Nettle to shuffle any water monster like Gamma Seal that we may need in the deck. This also lets us recycle our extra deck monsters back into the deck. So let's dive right into the first replay. We activate Fury the Kairyu-Shen to add Torrential Tribute to our hand. Then we activate Ready Fusion and our opponent uses Max C. Then we special summon Silent Angler and go right into Stealth Kragen. Then set 2 cards. Using Eldlich, they send Ice Barrier to the graveyard. Eldlich then sends Goes and Match to the graveyard to add itself to the hand and special summon. Going into the battle phase, they destroy Kragen and Kragen floats into Kragen spawns. In their main phase 2, they summon Lava Golem, sending our Kragen spawns to the graveyard. Lava Golem hits us with 1000 effect damage, and then we normal summon Buzzsaw Shark. We activate Buzzsaw and our opponent activates a Skill Drain. We banish Ice Barrier and our opponent activates another Floodgate Unga Bunga. We send Gamma Seal to the graveyard and add it to our hand. We tribute the Eldlich and then going into the battle phase to destroy it and then going in for a direct attack. We activate Extravagance and draw 2 cards, drawing another Extravagance and setting it on the field. We activate Eldlich's effect and we banish it with Called by the Grave. And our opponent scoops. So in this replay, we normal summon Lantern Shark, special summon a level 4 from the hand, and then XZ summon into Bahamut Shark. Bahamut Shark brings out our Totally Awesome, and then we pass our turn. Our opponent special summons a Live Twin from the deck, and in response we activate a Max C. They try to negate it with Called by the Grave, and we yoink it with Totally Awesome. So we get our first draw from Max C, and we use Toad's effect to send itself back into the extra deck. Our opponent, not wanting to give us any more card advantages, passes their turn. So we draw a card, and in our main phase 1, we use Bahamut Shark to summon Totally Awesome, and then activate Grass Looks Greener and our opponent scoops. Now in this replay, I do have a Barrier statue in my hand, but I did take it out of my deck right after this match. It just proved to be too difficult to get it onto the field. So we special summon Shathana, and then we normal summon Buzzsaw Shark, use Buzzsaw Shark's effect, and we get negated by Ash Blossom. We XZ summon into Bahamut Shark, and we get negated by Effect Veiler. We set Ice Barrier and overlay Bahamut Shark with Vespinato. So they link into Almirage, sending their Mechathana Beast to the graveyard and summoning a token, using the token as link material for Link Spider, and then linking into Verte Anaconda to summon Destroyer Phoenix Enforcer. They use Destroyer Phoenix Enforcer to destroy Ice Barrier, and pass their turn. We banish Ice Barrier from the graveyard and add Gamma Seal to our hand. Then we tribute their DPE. We normal summon Buzzsaw and use its effect and it gets negated by Effect Veiler. Using White Mirror, we special summon Buzzsaw Shark from the graveyard and add 1 to our hand. Then we XZ summon into Stealth Kragen. We use Stealth Kragen's effect to destroy Gamma Seal. Vespinato goes in for a direct attack, and then Stealth Kragen. Then we end our turn. Our opponent special summons Ash Blossom, then normal summons a Rose Tuner. We activate Stealth Kragen, and they use their Infinite Imperm. They link into Christian Hockey Fibrax, and special summon Jet Synchron from the deck. And now it's time for the Auroradon Unga Bunga. They summon 3 tokens, sending Auroradon and one of their tokens to the graveyard. They special summon a Mechafenton Beast from the deck, and then Synchro summons into Savage Dragon. They gain a token, and then Savage Dragon gains 3 once per turn Omni Negates. Then they activate Jet Synchron in the graveyard to special summon Herald Arc Light. They enter the battle phase and destroy Stealth Kragen. Kragen then floats into 2 Kragen spawns. Now I'm not sure why they did not negate this effect with Savage Dragon, but it wouldn't have mattered anyway. Our opponent only has 500 life points left, so we're going straight into the battle phase. Using Vespinato's piercing effect, we end the game. So let's begin our next match. Our opponent has something in the hand, probably a Max C, so I normal summon Shathana rather than special summoning it, and they activate the Max C, and so we special summon Silent Angler and go into Abyss Dweller. So we activate Foolish Burial to bait out their Ash Blossom because we will be using a Max C. We use Abyss Dweller's effect during their draw phase, and it gets negated by an Infinite Imperm. They banish an adventure card to add Rite of Amasir to their hand, and we activate Max C, and they use a quick play spell to summon a monster from the deck. They link into Anaconda, and use it to summon DPE. DPE then destroys Abyss Dweller in battle, and they pass the turn. We activate Grasslook Screener and maybe saw Fury the Kairishin go into the graveyard. White Mirror special summons Buzzsaw and adds another one to our hand. We use Buzzsaw to special summon Leaffish from the deck and then go into a Bahamut Shark. DPE tries to destroy Bahamut Shark. We banish Fury the Kairishin from the graveyard to protect it. Bahamut Shark then special summons Toad, and we overlay Bahamut with Vespinato. We banish Ice Barrier from the graveyard to send Gameciel to the graveyard and add XZ Remora to our hand and use XZ Remora to summon 2 fish from the graveyard. And then we XZ summon into Stealth Kragen. Torpedo Takedown detaches 1 material from Stealth Kragen to inflict 1200 damage to our opponent. We then XZ summon into another Stealth Kragen. Stealth Kragen pops DPE for 1250 and we enter the battle phase, and we take the win. So in our 5th replay, we normal summon Leaffish, sending XZ Remora to the graveyard, and then special summoning it from the graveyard with White Mirror, and then adding 1 to our hand. We XZ summon into Bahamut Shark, and then special summon Totally Awesome. We overlay Bahamut Shark with Vespinato, and our opponent activates a Nibiru. We tribute Totally Awesome, and negate Nibiru. We can yoink Nibiru and add it to our field, but we're not going to do that because we need space for XZ Remora. Using the 2 fish we summoned from the graveyard, we XZ summon into Stealth Kragen. Then using XZ Remora, we detach 2 materials from Stealth Kragen to special summon 2 fish from the graveyard. We XZ summon into Bahamut Shark, and use Bahamut Shark to special summon Totally Awesome again. And then we XZ summon into Abyss Dweller. We finally activate Grass is Greener, and then use Leaffish to shuffle 3 fish back into the deck and draw a card. We set 2 cards and pass. In the draw phase, I activate Abyss Dweller, and our opponent activates a Forbidden Droplet and uses it on Totally Awesome. They activate an Evenly Match, and we're forced to use our Toad in order to prevent it from being banished. And we add XZ Remora to our hand. And with Wandering Griffin in the graveyard, they decide to wait until next turn before they activate their Water Enchantress. Using Sea Nettle, we shuffle 3 fish back into the deck. Looks like sending Toad back into the deck scared the opponent and they scooped. Right away we activate Fury the Kairishin and add Torrential Tribute to our hand, and we normal summon Beautiful Princess and special summon a Buzzsaw from the deck. Buzzsaw activates its effect and gets negated by Infinite Imperm. And we set 2 cards and pass. Our opponent normal summons Sangan, and we use Max C. Skipping their combo, they go into the battle phase, and we activate our Ice Barrier. In the main phase 2, our opponent summons Destroyer Phoenix Enforcer, a very popular card these days. Using DPE, they try to destroy Buzzsaw, and we protect it with Fury the Kairishin. They use Sangan to add Max C to their hand, and pass their turn. They activate Max C during my draw phase, and we activate Grass Looks Greener. We normal summon Right Hand Shark, and XZ summon into Stealth Kragen. Using Stealth Kragen, we pop DPE. Now they could have destroyed Stealth Kragen and got another draw off Max C when we floated into a Kragen spawn. We banish Ice Barrier to add Gameciel to our hand. And we do have enough cards in our graveyard to combo, but we are still under a max C, so we don't want to give any card advantages to our opponent. Our opponent jumps straight into the battle phase, right hand shark protecting it from battle. They then activate DPE, and we protect Stealth Kragen with our Fury the Kairishin. And with that, the opponent decides to scoop. So we're on our 7th win streak, and we normal summon Buzzsaw Shark. Buzzsaw Shark brings out Angler, and we exit summon into Bahamut Shark. Bahamut Shark summons Totally Awesome, and we overlay Bahamut with Vespinato. Using Exi Remora, we special summon our Buzzsaw Shark and Angler from the graveyard, and then Exi summon into another Bahamut Shark. Bahamut Shark then special summons a Rebarian Shark, and then overlays it with Lancer, then Exi summoning into Utopic Future. We overlay Utopic Future with Utopic Draco Future. White Mirror special summons Exi Remora, adding another one to our hand, and we finish our end board by summoning Stealth Kragen and setting a Called by the Grave. And we're playing against Swordsoul. They normal summon Moye and activate its effect, and we use Utopic Draco to negate that effect and then yoink it. They special summon Swordsoul Strategist, and we use Stealth Kragen's effect to pop it, and they scoop. Now we're on our 8th win streak. We use Grass Looks Greener, and it resolves. We special summon Right Hand Shark, and then special summon Silent Angler. And then Exi summon into Bahamut Shark. Bahamut Shark summons Totally Awesome, and we overlay it with Vespinato. We use Ice Barrier to send Gameciel to the graveyard and add Buzzsaw Shark to our hand. We then normal summon Buzzsaw Shark and special summon Leaf Fish from the deck, and then Exi summon into Stealth Kragen. And then we pass our turn to our opponent. Our opponent activates Extravagance and draws 2 cards, then activates Rite of Asimir to summon an Adventure Token, and then special summoning a Wandering Griffin. Our opponent uses Draco back to try to send our Stealth Kragen back into the deck, and we activate Stealth Kragen, so instead of going back into the extra deck, it floats into 2 Kragen spawns, and they add a Wandering Griffin to their hand. Kragen Spawn destroys their Water Enchantress. They banish their Golden Lord trap card to set a Scarlet Sanguine on the field. We do have a Lightning Storm, but we have face-up cards on the field, so we can't use it. We use Leaf Fish to shuffle 3 fish back into the deck and draw a card. We negate Wandering Griffin with Totally Awesome, and they activate a Skill Drain in response. Oof. Leaf Fish resolves, adding Torrential Tribute to our hand. Then they special summon an Eldlich, and our Toad resolves, adding a Sea Nettle to our hand. Now we do want our opponent to wipe our board so we can activate Lightning Storm, but we don't want to make it too easy for them. So we summon Bahamut Shark, tribute their Eldlich so they have to use resources to get it back onto the field, and destroy the token, sending Draco back to the graveyard. We set Torrential Tribute and pass our turn. They banish Water Enchantress from the graveyard and add a Rite of Aramesir from their deck to their hand. They use Eldlich to send our Torrential Tribute to the graveyard. They mill the deck of their Water Enchantress because they've used up all their Adventure Engine resources. They send Fateful Adventure to the graveyard to summon an Eldlich, and then use Sanguine to special summon another Eldlich. They destroy Kragen's Spawn, and it floats into a Stealth Kragen from the graveyard, attaching a Totally Awesome from the graveyard to it as material. Destroying that Stealth Kragen, sending Toad to the graveyard, we use Toad's effect to send Gameciel from the graveyard to our hand. We move Kragen's Spawn into defense position, and they set a Hacky Row in the back row. We destroy the Gameciel with our Vespinato, and then we use Sea Nettle to shuffle cards we don't want to get banished by Hacky Row back into the deck. And on our opponent's turn, they activate Hakido and banish the Stealth Kragen from the graveyard. They then set a Golden Land trap card in the back row, then sends Hacky Row to the graveyard to special summon Eldlich from the graveyard. They go into the battle phase, destroying our Vespinato. Vespinato floats into Exi Remora, and our opponent will be wiping our board, and we don't have any face-up cards on the field. We draw another Grass Looks Greener, and we activate it to bait out their counter trap. We activate the counter trap by tributing the Eldlich, and we activate our second Grass Looks Greener. And it resolves. We activate that Lightning Storm, destroying their Skill Drain, and then we special summon Right Hand Shark from the graveyard and activate Torpedo Takedown to draw 2 cards. Using White Mirror, we special summon Exi Mora from the graveyard and add 1 to our hand. We tribute the Eldlich that can't be destroyed by card effects. We Exi summon into Stealth Kragen, and then use Exi Remora, special summon 2 fish from the graveyard, and then Exi summoning into Abyss Dweller. And we can extend further using cards from our graveyard, but the timer is running out, so we're just gonna have to clear the board and then go in for a direct attack. We set 2 cards and pass our turn. Our opponent sets a Scarlet Sanguine, And now that it's their draw phase, we activate Abyss Dweller, turning off their graveyard. They use Scarlet Sanguine to special summon an Eldlich from the graveyard. Kragen pops it, and with that our opponent scoops. And we're on our final win of our 9-win streak. We normal summon V-Tunable Princess, and they use Max C on us. We special summon Buzzsaw Shark, and Buzzsaw Shark special summons a Right-Hand Shark. Then we exi summon into Stealth Kragen, and we do have a Gozen match in the back row. When paired with Stealth Kragen, prevents your opponent from special summoning non-water monsters. Our opponent summons a Punk Tuner. Kragen turns that monster into a water monster. They try to special summon another monster, but we use Gozen match. And with that, we've reached the max level in the Duelist Cup. So what do you think of the deck? What other ways can we make use of Grass Looks Greener to give us even more card advantages? Should we add Lost Wind, Fairy Tale Snow, XZ Splash? Please share your ideas in the comments below. Thanks for watching and have a wonderful day.